Welcome, everyone. My name is Jessica Bissinger. I'm a gold consultant, and today we are going to be working with your client's travel budget. Okay, so first, the three most important things you need to remember when you get that first initial contact is you need to qualify your client. Okay. And then once you've qualified your client, you will get your client's budget from the qualify call. And then once you do that, you'll be able to close the sale. So that's why those are the most three important things.
Don't talk to me.
Okay, so we are going to kind of go through a role play kind of thing to how to qualify your client. Do I have a volunteer that can be my client? That way, all you gotta do is read. Actually, you will be the travel agent and I'll be the client, okay? So all you have to do is read the questions. Do I have someone that can read the questions?
I can do it.
Okay, great. So what you're going to do, you're going to get on the phone and then I'm going to pretend like I am the client and you can pretend like you're the travel agent.
Yeah,
Okay.
by the way, you can tell Ethan, I voted for his
Okay.
to-be
So go ahead
stepfather-in-law,
and
but he's a
read
Republican.
the
So don't totally tell me that I'm biased.
name. Just start reading the questions.
Okay, and may I have your name, please?
Yes, hi. My name is Jessica Bissinger.
Okay, and a good telephone number for you?
Yes, it's 812-841-5947.
Okay, and what's a good email
word.
for you?
It's LaytonJessica@yahoo.com.
Thank you. So will you be traveling
couldn't tell where the
domestic
gas
or
gauge was.
international?
I couldn't tell where the gas gauge was.
International.
I couldn't tell where it was.
Okay, do you have a valid passport that's not expired?
It's on the way. So I will have it by the time it's time to travel.
Okay. Okay, so are you interested in going anywhere warm, cold? You want to drive, you want to fly?
I'm thinking that I would like to go to an all-inclusive resort and I want to be right on the beach. And I, want it to be warm as well.
Okay, so
No
somewhere
cruise.
warm.
No cruise this time.
Okay, somewhere warm. Are you going to be able to fly to this location?
Yes, we will be flying.
Okay, you said right on the beach. Awesome.
Yes.
So where would you like to go?
I'm thinking I would like to go to the DR.
Okay, that sounds nice. How
Yes.
many people will be traveling with you?
It'll be just me and my husband and I.
Okay, nice. So 2 adults, correct?
Yes.
No children.
No, they're adults. They can pay for their self.
Nice. Okay. So you will be needing multiple rooms. If they're going to be paying for themselves, did you want to just do one
No,
room or
no, like they can pay for their own vacation is what I mean.
Okay, so I'll do one
It'll
room.
just be, yes, me and my husband.
Okay. And would you like one king?
Yes, preferably.
Okay. And what date would you like to check in?
I want to give myself some time to pay. So let's do for his birthday. So let's do like December uh like 17th or 18th.
Okay, that's nice. That's right around the holidays as well.
Yes, his birthday's the 21st.
Okay. And when would you like to check out?
Um, we can do 7 days. So just a week from there. So
All right. So let me get my calendar. And then do you have a hotel preference?
no, just I really want it to be all inclusive
Okay.
and right by the beach. He loves the beach.
All righty. So I can go ahead and start a
Okay.
quote for you and get some information.
Okay, hold on a second. There's another page.
Oh,
Okay, here you go.
okay. So your room type preference, you stated you wanted to be on a resort,
Yes, and
ocean view.
y- yeah, but also give me like I might just start with the ocean view. I might knock it down a little bit to like a junior suite, but we'll start with the ocean view.
Okay, good choice. And do you have a budget for this trip?
Um, I'm thinking about 5,000.
Okay. Does this price include taxes and resort fees?
Yes, the whole thing, everything.
Okay. And you said you wanted some time to pay on that, so would
Yep,
you be able to place down a deposit?
yes.
Okay, so you would not be paying the balance in full, correct?
No, I want to do a deposit and then pay over time.
Okay, and when would you be ready to book?
I'll be ready to book next week.
Okay, that sounds good. And will I'm sorry, will you be the financial decision maker for this trip?
Yes, I will.
Okay, and earlier you stated that you will be flying in, right? So you'll
Yep,
need a flight.
definitely a
Okay.
flight.
What airport will you be departing from?
Indianapolis.
Okay. Is there a specific time of day you would like to leave?
No,
Morning?
I'm pretty open, but I think I would like to leave the earlier the better.
Sounds good. Makes sense. And what kind of ticket class are you looking into? A basic, business, first class?
We'll just stick with basic this time.
Okay. And do you have any other additional information about your trip you would like to add?
I think that pretty much covers it. We're pretty simple people, um, not real big complainers, so I'm sure whatever you pick out would be great.
Okay. Thank you for having your trust in me. And I'll
Yes,
be
thank
looking
you.
into that soon.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that is exactly how a client call should go. You want to make sure now, you're not going to have people as laid back as I am. There are going to be people who are particular. You definitely want to find out a lot about them. Like if they're in, say they're in a wheelchair, or if they have like CPAP machines, things like this. these all make a difference, okay? So you want to make sure and find out as much information as possible about it. And also there are going to be ones where they're going to like pay right now because it's a last minute trip. So they're not all going to be like that. So we've got the budget, $5,000. Okay. So now we're going to move on. And first I would start with the flights. Okay. Because the flights are the biggest expense a lot of times, depending on your the destination. Okay, I just picked DR. But if you go anywhere other than like Cancun and DR, you know, you're gonna start getting, they're gonna get more pricey. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're going to have plenty of extra money in the budget for the hotel or the car rental or even activities, you know, if they want excursions, things like that. You know, just kind of find out. And sometimes I even might do multiple calls with them. You know, I may not find out about the activities, especially if they ask for an all-inclusive. I really don't talk about the activities too much until you know, I'm doing like the itinerary. And because a lot of times I'll just put like my Viator link, or I have a project expedition link. I'll put those in there. Okay. So you want to make sure and have enough, but I start flights, then hotel, then like car rental activities, because those typically aren't as much. Okay, so once you've you can also a good way I do it to make sure everything is in their budget is I will typically go just log into Vax, and I will just search up like the trip that they're wanting to go, the destination. I'll search it up, and then I'll see, I'll be like, okay, so what is an average price? And then if the average price is say I gave a 5,000 budget, and their budget, let's see, the budget for the trip would be like say $7,000. You know, I'll get back with them. I'll be like, hey, you know, Susie, you know, I was looking into this and your budget isn't quite enough for you to go to there. Those flights are a little bit more pricey than what, you know, your budget allows for. Do you maybe want to change something, or do you want to change a destination, or, you know, let's see what we can do to get something in your budget. So, you know, and just kind of see where you can tweak that to get it into their budget. Okay. Okay. So you want to sorry, can't talk today. You want to check multiple suppliers before you send a quote. So, you know, don't just send the first thing you find, okay? That's not a good way to do it, because you want to make sure you're giving yourself options, okay? You can check multiple suppliers, okay? And then write everything down. Be like, okay, the hotel's this, the flights are this. If they want a car rental, the car rental is this. But then check over here and, you know, say that's on Vax. Check maybe American Airlines vacations, or you can check, you know, like Pleasant Holidays. Okay. And then if you really want to, you can go ahead and just like piece a quote together. So you could use like, say like Beds Online or Expedia Tap. And then you can like piece things together and then just add everything up and see what the total is coming to. If your commission, that's where we get to next. I'm getting ahead of myself. If your commission is not enough with one supplier, then go with a different supplier who's going to pay more commission. Okay. Make sure you're earning yourself enough commission. That is what we are here to do, is make money, and you want to make sure and not short yourself. Okay. Some suppliers pay more than others. So, just make sure what is best for your client, and then of course, what's best for your commission overall. Okay, so once you have all that, then it will be time to send the quote, okay? So you can make a quote several different ways. Some of the suppliers, they offer you to make a quote right there in their portal, okay? So some people choose to do that. I choose not to. That's just my own preference, okay? RoomRez does have some really nice quotes. I have thought about that if the next time I book with them, that I would maybe use their quote before I use mine that I typically use. I use a program, but that is a whole nother training, okay? So now you've sent, or hold on. I think I need to go back. Yes, okay, so time to send the quote. Okay, so you want to make sure you call the client, okay? Don't just send your client the quote. Oh, what program do I use for quotes? It's called Travefy. I use that for a lot of different things. It's a kind of like a multi-tool. I use it for quotes. I use it for my website. I have a website I use other than the Evolution one that they give us. I use it for landing pages, all kinds of stuff. But it does cost, but it is well worth the money. Okay, so you want to make sure you call the client. Don't send a quote until you call the client and you get them on the phone. Once you are on the phone with them, then send them the quote. Okay, and then you can discuss everything. And you can go through, you can talk about every single thing. Oh my gosh. You can talk about every single thing, and if they have any questions, answer their questions. If they want to change something, that is the time that they can change things. So then at that point in time, while you're on the phone with them, going over their quote, they're asking questions, things like that. As long as they don't want to, tweak anything, then you want to go ahead and ask for the sale. Are you ready? Are you ready to, lock this in today? Typically they will say yes, because most people are not, going to go through all that trouble. They told you they're ready to lock it in next week. So next week is when you're going to lock it in. But you got to think, you're not going to probably have a quote done that day that you talk to them. It's probably going to be like a day or two at least. So then, find out what day they are going to be ready to lock in that sale. and then set up a time and date with them that you will get back on the phone and you'll get everything locked in. All right, well, that's all I have. So, if you guys have any questions or answers, or I have the answers, you guys should have the questions. If you have any questions, then now is the time to ask. You're more than welcome to unmute yourself or type in the chat box.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, it was actually my niece's friend. She told her that I was a travel agent, so she wanted to see if I had any trips for the Virgin Islands in July for 4 people or Puerto Rico. So I said I'll have to look that up. What was their budget per person, and will they need flights and airport transfers or a rental? And she said $700 per person. Yes, flights and transfer. So I'm thinking like that's not going to be doable. And of course, it's my niece's friend. So I was kind of like a little blunt with her, like, that's not going to be possible. So I didn't even look into it. So, I mean, is this possible, or should I have just looked up the trip and said, so this is what you're looking at, as far as $700 per person. This is not going to include a flight or a rental or, airport transfer.
So with that, I would, like I said in the training, I always start with flights. So I would probably have just looked up real quick because, hop on Google Flights, look up what the, average flight is looking like. And then I would tell her, be like, hey, the flight, for a flight alone is this amount of money. Is
Right.
there any wiggle room in your budget? Because by the time you get your flight, you're going to be almost to your budget.
Yeah, or over.
Yeah, or over, depending on what flights are running and what time of year it is, and all that business. What airline.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's definitely, I always start with the flights. I just, when someone contacts me, first thing I do is look up the flights. I'm like, okay, let's see what these flights are going for approximately these dates. And I'll look and I'll be like, ooh, that's cutting it kind of close. And then I'll start talking to the client. But that's kind of how I deal with that. It's just a good starting point.
Thank you.
I have a question, Jessica.
Yes.
So I am still new to all of this, and I'm still learning how to do all the ins and outs of the business itself.
Uh-huh.
But I'm curious, how do you choose multiple vendors for a client and have it paid for? Can you explain that? Like,
Like
let's say
for
I book their hotel and flights through one vendor, and then I book their excursions or something through another vendor. Like, how do I put that together and present that?
Okay, so that's a really good question. So when I first started, I just wanted to do strictly backs because it was simple, it was easy, it was all put together for me already. Okay. But then I realized that sometimes if you piece things together, you can make a little bit more. So what I do is I will book directly with the airline. Okay, so if it's American Airline, then I book directly with American Airline. Okay. But I wait until the end to book the flight. Okay, when I'm piecing these together. Okay. So first I'll start with the hotel. And I may go to like Beds Online. Like I just did a trip for they're going to the Grand Canyon and Vegas and then Zion, I think it was in Utah, the national park, and then to LA. So I use Beds Online to book all of the everything except for their flight. So Beds Online also has car rentals. So they're gonna need a car rental. So I use Beds Online for the car rental. I use Beds Online for the hotels. Okay, so then I was able to get everything in my cart, and then I can check out with that. And then in Beds Online, you can also add in like administration fee. So that way, you can make more commission basically. And it'll include it all into the price. So that's what I did for that. And then I put my fee for booking the flight because I have a fee of like, I think $25 domestic and 50 international for flights. So I just put the fee right into the hotel. And then I was just that way I didn't have to use like I have like an app that I use for or a website I use. I think it's Stripe is what it is. I use that to collect fees. But since I was using Beds Online, I was able to just add that right in. And then that was one less transaction.
But see, you're using only one vendor for pretty much everything except the flights.
Mm-hmm.
My question is when do you use multiple vendors? Like, let's say we use Beds Online for car rentals and the hotel, but your excursions are through like Viator or, another vendor or Golden Tickets or something like that. How do you present something like that to a client when you're using multiple vendors? Like
Um,
I get the concept of using one vendor and then using a different, like for flights. I'm talking vendors itself.
well, okay, so like on Viator, honestly, on Viator for excursions, I just send them my link and then they book it themselves.
Okay.
And the same with Project Expedition, which is also excursions. I send it
Well,
my
what
link.
if there's not a link to give them? Because I know some suppliers do have a customer link that you can provide for them. And I know that it's linked to yourself, but what about the ones that don't have that option?
I just add everything up together and find
Okay.
what the total is, and then I present that to them, and then I tell them it's going to be multiple transactions because it's through multiple suppliers, and most people are like, okay, that's fine.
So then you would have to actually submit a commission tracking form for each supplier that you use?
Yes, and even on
Okay.
excursions, you have to submit a tracking form for every single excursion. I had an Iceland trip and I had like, I don't know, the lady had probably at least 10 or 15 different excursions that she did through Viator and Project Expedition, and I had to submit one for every single one. But the nice thing is Project Expedition, they put everything all together, so it was only one transaction. So I only had to submit one for Project Expedition, but Viator, you have to do one individual for every single thing.
Okay. I appreciate your feedback on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, let's see what else there is here. Okay. Good question, Tanya. I was thinking that. Yes, yes, yes. Always good questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was recently dealing with a guy that wanted to go to Paris, and we went through an itinerary, and I did all this work. He did all, we worked together. Everything seemed to be okay, but near the end, we had a problem with the hotels because he wanted to book direct, and I wanted to book through Expedia Tap or elsewhere, and he wouldn't even pay for Expedia Tap because he said that was too much. And it was very affordable. So anyways, he just completely backed out of the sale because of a small price difference. So I'm trying to like think of a way I could have done it differently.
So,
Should I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I just was trying to figure out what I could have done differently. Um,
Okay, well, okay, so in that situation, I probably would have called the hotel directly. And you just, ask them, hey, do you have travel agent, not travel agent rates, commissionable rates?
well, I did it because they are private international hotels. So I'm pretty sure they were going to say no to me.
Okay,
So I couldn't get it any lower. I could just not get the price any lower than what he wanted. So I didn't know if there was something else I could do.
I always just give the hotel a call because a lot of times you can book directly through the hotel. You just have to give Archer's numbers.
Give Archer's numbers. You mean the IATA number?
Uh-huh. You just
Oh,
attach that to your booking. So, you can do it that way. And a lot of times, be like, this is directly through the hotel. I'm going directly through the hotel. And you just attach it, their numbers to the booking and make sure they give you the commissionable rate. And then, you submit a commission form and then they'll, pay Archer your commission and then Archer will pay you.
okay. Okay. I didn't go that far. I probably should have.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's always a learning experience. I've learned a few lessons along the way myself. But that's how you learn is you're like, oh, I should have done this, but that's okay. Now you can know that for the future.
It was like $25 or $50. I
Some
couldn't believe
people,
it was even a big issue. It was like,
and not only that, but some people, he may have been one of those, he was just trying to find the best deal. And
yeah,
he probably wasn't going to book with you in the beginning, anyway, or at the
yeah,
end of the day anyway.
right. And he didn't.
Yeah, those are just tire kickers.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I got to be more careful.
Ah,
Thank,
that's okay. We all have those. I still even have those people. So, and I'm
oh,
over 2 years into the business. So, okay.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, Tanya, is there a quote form to use for clients? Yes. I will show you where it's at. So, we have the travelknowledge.info website. If you're not part of that, go to travelknowledge.info and then register. Okay. And then it'll ask you for your agent number, probably your mentor's name and your platinum's name, things like that. Those are typical. We just want to make sure that you're supposed to be in here. Okay. And then here they are right here. So I just go to travel and then travel forms. And then this is the one. I basically used these and created my own in Google Forms. Okay, so that way I can either fill it out or you know, depending on the client, you know, I can send it. Those are good for like when I'm on vacation and I send it, or like on my website, I have that form. So things like that. But yeah, it's all right here. Basically the same exact questions. I may have a few extra ones just I found along the way that I, you know, want to ask. And then also there is a cruise one here. Okay. And then a
But
Disney.
aren't these the, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but
You're
aren't these
fine.
forms to qualify your agent or your client?
That's what these are. That was
But I'm
it's the
maybe
same.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I think so. These are the same forms that we use to you know, talk to your client for that first intake.
Right. What I'm talking about is actually a quote form for the client after you've
Oh,
done the research.
okay, yeah. So I use a program. You can make quotes in like Canva. You can make quotes like on a document. I'll show you real quick. I have one that I've done.
Yeah, because these I know is what you qualify your client
Yes,
with.
sorry, I was understood. Okay, what am I looking
No, 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 you're good. I thought I was confused. I was like, hold on, but I already know about those.
Okay, that's my form where I turned it. Okay, the form, I need Google Docs. That's what I need. I was trying to think where I have that. So whenever I do cruise quotes,
Okay.
um, then sometimes depending on the client again, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Um, here's one. Okay, so here's like 3 different quotes.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
But
doing.
but these are, you know, they were looking for specific type of cruise. So then I can put these here. It makes it so much easier to do this. On the dock like this, I can put my, you know, logo here. I can put that, you know, I even can put like their name. Uh, so I can use it, or, you know, like I use Google Docs for a lot of different things. Here's a Virgin one, you know, a lot of different things I can
So
do.
you actually make these yourself.
Yep, and you can actually go in here and you know, if you type up here in the Google Docs, let's see here, maybe travel quote. Yeah, no, there's a different way to do this, but you can, they have like templates. I just got to find them. I don't do a whole lot in this one. Um, maybe it's in the Google, hold on, Google um, Sheets.
Maybe Google quote templates.
Yeah, I think it might be in the Google Sheets. They have templates. Gotta go back though. Here's the template gallery. Okay, and you can type in here. You can type in here, like quote. It's not doing it either. There's a way to type in, find the templates. Oh wait, hold on. There's dots on the side. That no.
I do mine through Travel Joy, and they have templates already made, and you just add them to what you want in your quote.
Oh yeah.
I know it's
I
called,
don't.
I
I
think
don't
it
have.
costs like 20.
Yeah, I don't have
Costs
Travel
like
Joy
20
or
bucks a
Travefy.
month. You might want to, I mean, if you're doing business, I urge you to at least look at it because it makes everything simple. They have the quote, they have where you can send just the itinerary at first. They have where you can send the all the prices, and everything is built for you. You just have to go in and put in your sections what you already want. And the great thing is that you can put all your clients' information in there, and it keeps it. And I mean, I didn't really want to pay for it at first, but it has saved me on so many moments just because it saves time.
Yes, it does. It's definitely a time saver. I used to build things in Canva and things like that, and it just took hours, you know, to get everything exactly the way I want it because I would start from scratch. But this I just found, and it's like a travel planner. So you could use this, and you know, everything you can, you know, change it to whatever you want it to be called. You can put your people here, the dates, destination, so on. Here's the airline and flight, the hotel name, you know, all kinds of different stuff. But this is a template, and you could do this in the Google Sheets or Canva. That works too. There's all kinds of stuff in Canva you can look. Oh, hold on. Okay.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Oh, and if you want, on Etsy, they have some templates that you can buy super, super cheap. I think my husband bought one when I first started for like $2, and it's reusable. Make quote forms. Exactly. Yes, you want to be ready when you need to be ready. Yes, Travel Joy costs just as much, you know, just like, so Travel Joy is only $20. I think I pay like 39 or 29 or I don't know, for Travefy.
I'm paying 30 for Travel Joy.
30. I might have to look into it. I like how you can have your website on Travefy. That is one of the main reasons why I keep it, because my website is on there. So I kind of spent a little bit of time on there doing that. So I don't want to really get rid of it.
I
Okay.
heard Travefy is really nice though. It
Yes.
might be better. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it is. I like it.
Probably is.